So the ones that I like to use are these little Sephora brand ones. They're really, oh my God. What's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a what's in my travel bag South Africa edition. My husband and I are leaving to go on a trip to South Africa 1 week from today. And this video will probably be posted while I'm there. I mean, as you're watching this, I could be looking at a lion. So our trip is going to consist of 5 days on safari, and then we're spending a couple of days in Cape Town, and then touring the wine regions of Stellenbosch and Franschhoek around Cape Town. In total, we're going to be gone about 2.5 weeks, but it's going to take us 2 days to get there and 2 days to get home. So I decided to pack my travel bag a little bit early so that I could sit down and show you guys what's in my bag when I travel. It's a little bit different each time, but this is what I'm going to be taking with me as my carry-on for going to South Africa and back. So if you want to see what I packed in my travel bag for South Africa, keep watching. So the bag I take as my carry-on and what I pack in my travel bag differs a little bit each time depending on where I'm going, how long the flight's gonna be, and what I wanna have with me on the flight. So because the trip from Canada to Johannesburg is very long and we have a long layover in Paris, I decided to pack a very large travel bag because I'm gonna need lots of things to do to keep me busy on those very long flights. So we're going from Winnipeg, the city that I live in, down to Minneapolis. That flight's about an hour and a half. Then we're going from Minneapolis to Paris, and that flight is about 10 hours. Then we're going from Paris to Johannesburg, and that flight is about 9 hours. So that's a really long time to be on planes. So I want to make sure I have a lot of stuff with me so that I don't get bored and I have access to the proper skincare, because that's a long time for my pores to be sitting in recycled air. So the travel bag I have is this one. This is from Lululemon, and it's pretty big. See if I can show it to you. Anyway, it holds a lot of stuff. So I'm just gonna go through it and show you what's in here. So I'm also gonna have my purse with me, and that carries my iPhone, my wallet, my sunglasses, and all of those types of things. The first thing that I put into my travel bag is my passport. Definitely can't forget this. So this rose gold passport cover came from a FabFitFun box. I actually really wanted this, but didn't get it in my box, so my best friend Tara kindly gave me hers, because I knew this trip to South Africa was coming up and I wanted this so bad. This was from the summer box. And so this just slips over the cover of my passport and just protects it. Super important, can't forget this. So the second thing I have in my travel bag is my iPad, and this is what usually keeps me the most busy on the planes. So usually what I'll do before I leave is I'll download some movies from iTunes, I'll download some shows from Netflix, and I also have the Kobo app on here, so I'll buy a few books as well. And then I also have Candy Crush on here because we all know that's the ultimate time waster, and a few other games as well. I usually like looking through the in-flight movies first to see what they have on the entertainment system, and then if there's nothing on there that I want to watch, then I'll set this baby up. The next thing I pack in my travel bag is a paper itinerary of all of our travels. So we have a lot of confirmations and a lot of different places that we're staying and things that we're doing. So I just like to have a paper copy of everything that we have planned, just in case I can't get cell service to access it in my email, or if I don't want to use up my data, or if I just need to access the information quickly. So looking through here, I have our flight itineraries from Winnipeg to Johannesburg and back. We have 1 day in Johannesburg and then we're staying there overnight, so I have our hotel confirmation for that. During that day in Johannesburg, we're probably going to visit the Apartheid Museum and then just tour around the town a little bit. So the next thing we're doing is going on safari, and we're spending 5 days and 4 nights at Naledi Private Game Reserve. So I have that confirmation in here. Then we're flying from Johannesburg to Cape Town, so I have the flight confirmation for that as well. Then we're staying at a really beautiful waterfront Airbnb in Cape Town, so I have the confirmation for that. From there, we're spending 4 nights at Jordan Winery in Stellenbosch, and we're going to tour around Stellenbosch area and all the different wineries around there. And then finally, we're spending 2 nights in Chamonix Winery in Franschhoek. So I have copies of all of our travel papers, as well as copies of our passports, driver's licenses, and credit cards, just in case we need that stuff. Also, we've been to South Africa before for our honeymoon. We actually spent a week on safari, a week in Cape Town, and a week in Mauritius for our honeymoon 3 years ago. But we had such an amazing time that we can't wait to go back. And I think it'll be interesting this time because we've already done all of the super touristy things. So we've done Table Mountain and Boulders Beach and Cape Point and shark cage diving and all of that stuff already. So I'm really looking forward to the opportunity opportunity to just relax and not have to feel like we have a million things to see. We can just kind of enjoy ourselves, drink wine, and have a real relaxing vacation. So the next thing I have in my travel bag is this. This is an adult coloring book. I really enjoy this coloring book because it has a lot of very detailed pages in it, so it takes a long time to color it in, and I just find it really relaxing to be able to color on the flight. This one is The Secret Garden by Johanna Basford, and there are so many absolutely gorgeous pictures in here. But I've actually got one started in here. Let's see if I can find it. I'm not an artist, but as you can see, I started coloring this one in our last trip to St. Lucia, and I also have a package of colored pencils to go with the coloring book. So the next thing I have in my travel bag is this. This is just a little shoulder bag. So we actually have a 12-hour connection in Paris, and that was done by design. I've always wanted to see the sights in Paris. My husband's been to Paris numerous times for work, but I've never been there. So we decided to take an extra long connection in Paris so that we could go see some of the big sites. So I want to go see the Eiffel Tower, the Arc de Triomphe, Notre Dame Cathedral, the Louvre, and walk down the Champs-Élysées. So what we're planning on doing once we land in Paris is to leave all of our luggage at the left luggage section of the airport. Then I'm going to pull this out of my travel bag and just put my iPhone, my credit cards, and a few other little things in here. That way I only have a very small bag to carry when we're walking around Paris. The next thing that I have in my travel bag are these. These are my rose gold beads, and I actually bought these specifically for the trip. So this is what they look like here. They're rose gold and really, really pretty. And I think that these are going to be really good headphones to wear on the plane, especially since I'm going to be on the plane for so long. They look really comfortable, and they're wireless as well, which is always a good thing. So the next thing I have in my travel bag is this, and this is actually not the case that it came in, but we do have a lot of these little pouches and cases hanging around the house. My husband used to travel internationally a lot for work, and so he would fly business all the time. And when you fly business class, you get a pouch or a little case of toiletries for things that you might need throughout the flight. So we have tons of these little cases around the house that are perfect for reusing for travel. So inside of this one, I've actually put this, and this is a charging block. So I got this off of Amazon for about $42 Canadian, and what it is when you fully charge it, it can charge your iPhone up to 4 times. It also has 4 ports in it and a little flashlight on the end as well. So this is really good for a long haul flight. If I'm using my iPad a lot and it happens to start going dead, I can just plug it into here and I can fully charge it up to 2 times with this, or I can charge my iPhone up to 4 times with this. So we're flying premium economy all the way to Johannesburg, so hopefully we'll be lucky enough to be sitting in the types of seats that actually have the plugs, but if not, it's always good to have backup power. So now in the second little case, which I also stole from my husband, I can't believe I'm gonna show you guys this. Don't make fun of me. This actually holds my pink Game Boy Advance. So I've actually had this pink Game Boy Advance for about 10 years, and it was old at the time that I got it. I used to actually play it in university classes when I didn't want to pay attention. But listen, I am diehard for Super Mario World, and I have a couple of other games as well. Anyone else remember this? Yes! It's like the best game ever. I don't even care. I'm not even embarrassed. It's awesome. So I also have a charger in here, and then the other games that I have are Super Mario 3, Mario Kart, and Donkey Kong Country. Say what you want, but classic Nintendo and Super Nintendo rule. And this is a great way to pass the time on a long flight. So a few more little electronic things I have packed in my travel bag. So I have a regular set of headphones here. I also have an iPhone charger. I actually have 2 of these packed into my bag. And then I have a smaller charging block, which I can actually take with me. This is actually a lot lighter and more compact than that bigger charging block that I showed you. So if my phone is starting to die by the time we get to Paris, I can just throw this in that little travel bag and charge my phone on the go. All right, so now getting into the really important stuff. So the first thing I'm going to talk to you guys about is my travel skincare routine. I have everything in here, which is another pouch that I got when I was flying business class on a Virgin flight. In here is all the things that I need to do my travel skincare routine. Okay, so when I get onto a long haul flight, I settle in, I take off my shoes, I make sure that everything is where I want it to be, and I'm all organized in my seat. So there's usually about an hour between when you sit down on the flight and when they start serving a meal. So I usually use that time to perform this skincare routine. Doesn't usually take an hour, but it's a good time to get it done before they start putting a whole bunch of food on your tray. And wine. Gotta have the wine. So the first thing I do is take off all of my makeup and take out my contacts. I don't like my contacts drying out in my eyes when I'm on the plane, and it's just a really long time to be wearing them. So I have a package of Neutrogena makeup remover wipes that I put in there, and I use that to just take off all of my makeup and make sure I have a completely clean face. Then I just have a travel size contact solution and a contacts case in there as well. So the next thing that I like to do is spritz my face with toner, and I put a little bit of my favorite toner into this travel size bottle because the bottle itself is actually too big to bring on the plane. So I really like these travel size bottles because then you can still take your favorite products on the go. So after I spray toner on my face, I like to go in with an all over moisturizing mask. I think the best ones to use are the ones that are colorless and odorless. That way you don't bother anybody beside you on the plane with heavy scents, and also you don't look like a weirdo that's trying to have a complete pamper spa day on the plane with a giant mud mask on your face. So the ones that I like to use are these little Sephora brand ones because they're nice and compact, and I find they work really well. Then when my mask is on, I also go in with a lip balm to make sure that my lips don't dry out on the flight. So my favorite lip balm right now is this one. This is from Fresh, and this is the Advanced Therapy Sugar Lip Balm. Oh my God, mine's almost done. But if you're looking for a really great hydrating lip balm, I would highly recommend this one. So once I'm all cleansed and moisturized, I'll usually eat my meal and have a couple of glasses of wine and then settle in for an in-flight movie or to go to sleep. Now, I always bring one of these sleeping masks with me on the plane. I just find it's easier to get total darkness that way, and it lets me have a more restful sleep if I want one. So then about an hour and a half before the plane lands is usually when I will wash off that sleeping mask. So I'll take it off with a makeup wipe, and then I'll go in with this Evian facial spray. I find it really refreshing after waking up from a nap, and it also moisturizes, refreshes, and tones my skin. Getting into hour 9 of a 10-hour flight, I'm usually looking pretty ratchet at that time, so I also pack this Clinique eye depuffing serum just in case I have major bags under my eyes. I also have some eye drops in here just in case I need them throughout the flight, and then I'll usually put some eye drops in before putting my contacts back in, getting ready to deplane. Finally, I'll finish off with a light moisturizer. So I actually have a travel size version of Renewed Hope in a jar, which is my go-to moisturizer. But I also utilize the 3 free samples when you check out at Sephora.com for stuff like this. So I actually have a whole bunch of different types of moisturizers here that are very easy to take in my travel bag on the plane. I find them great to use for travel. And then just a few other things that I have in here. So I also have a little thing of toothpaste and a travel size toothbrush. I really don't like having grimy mouth on the plane, so just in case I want to brush my teeth, that's in there as well. I also have a little jar of Advil and a little jar of mints just in case. And finally, I have some earplugs, and I also have one of these little Invisibobble hair ties. So I don't use regular hair ties on the plane because if I curl my hair like this and then I put it up into a ponytail with a regular elastic, it's going to be completely ruined. Super kinked, super gross. I'm not going to be able to salvage the look when I get off the plane. But when I use one of these, I can tie up my hair very lightly and loosely so that it's not on the back of my neck while I'm on the plane. But then when I deplane, I can actually salvage the curls and there's no kinks in my hair, so I don't go off to my next destination looking like I haven't showered in 3 days. And then finally, I have a little makeup pouch as well. So this makeup pouch actually serves 2 purposes. So when I get onto the plane, I usually wash all of my makeup off. So before I deplane, I can actually put on a little bit of makeup just so that I don't look like a complete haggard troll. And then I also have some makeup in my bag with me just in case my luggage gets lost. And I'm going to tell you a little story that's really horrifying. So I actually went down to the Bahamas on a work trip. I went down there to teach some auditing courses for a week. When I got to the Bahamas, my luggage was not there, and all of my hair care products and makeup products were in my luggage. So I had nothing but my purse and the clothes on my back, so I actually had to wake up the next morning and go down and teach the first day of classes in my plain clothes with no makeup and my hair looking like complete garbage. It was literally one of the most embarrassing moments of my professional career, and I had to apologize to the partner that was there that I looked so crappy because my luggage was lost. It was really, really embarrassing. So now I always take a little bit of makeup, a little bit of skincare, a little bit of hair care with me in my travel bag, just in case my luggage gets lost. It ended up coming the middle of the next day anyway, so it wasn't a huge deal, but it was really, really embarrassing for me. As you know, I have pretty bad rosacea, so my face was super red, I had nothing on my eyes. I just looked completely like garbage. And I don't ever want to have that happen to me again. So I'll show you the makeup that I carry with me just in case that happens. So the first thing I have in here is actually a couple samples of the Too Faced Hangover Primer. This is another area where the Sephora free samples section is really, really good for putting together kits like this. Primer is not something I like to go without, so it's good for me to have these little sample sizes in there. The next thing I have in my makeup kit is a powder foundation. I'm not going to be able to use liquid foundation because that would just be way too messy to try and put on the plane. So I actually have the Bare Minerals powder foundation. This is the only powder foundation I have tried that actually covers my rosacea. So I can wear this powder foundation and have nothing else on and still get really good coverage. This is an excellent powder foundation. I love it so much. And with that, I also have a travel size kabuki brush that I apply it with. So now, moving on to other areas of the face, the next thing I have in here is the Too Faced Mini Chocolate Bar Palette. And I mentioned this in my palette collection video, but the reason why I like this palette is because it has a Chocolate Soleil bronzer as well as 3 eyeshadows. And so these 2 eyeshadows can be used as crease colors, this can be used as a bronzer, and then this can be used as an all-over lid color as well as a highlight. So this is a great versatile product to have that I can use on many different areas of my face to create a whole makeup look. Next thing I have in my kit is blush, and this is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush in the shade Blissful. It's pretty small and compact and easy to take with me in a travel size makeup kit. Then I have the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. Even though this is a full-size product, it's still fairly small and light, so I can take it with me in my travel makeup kit. Then for the eyes, I have a travel size version of the Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner, as well as a travel size version of the Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara. And then for lips, I just have a travel size pink gloss. This is the Makeup Forever Plexi Gloss in the shade 202. Then I have a couple of travel size makeup brushes in my kit. So I have this Morphe Rose Gold travel size eyeshadow brush. I'll probably pack a travel size blush brush, and then I usually put the rest of the makeup on with my fingers. And then the last thing I have in here is a travel size mirror, just so that I can actually put my makeup on when I'm getting ready to deplane, and I don't have to do it blind, because that would be a bad time. And so that's it for my travel size makeup kit, and that's the last thing in my travel bag. So that is it, guys, for what I packed in my travel bag for South Africa. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please let me know if you're interested in seeing a vlog of my time in South Africa and Paris. I plan on taking a lot of videos anyways just for my own memories, but I can easily edit all of those together for a vlog for you so that you can see what my trip was like. I'm so excited to go. I can't wait, and I also can't wait to get that 500 subscriber giveaway going when I get home. So please make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I will film that as soon as I get home from South Africa. As always, guys, if you liked this video, please subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment down below letting me know the kind of videos you want to see me do in the future. And if you didn't like this video, keep that shit to yourself. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you when I get back. Bye.